for some live girl chat. You guys ready? You're so ready, Adrian.
Oh my gosh, I'm just cracking up.
You're cracking up?
Yeah.
Okay,
Good morning,
that's a good way to
people.
start your days.
Always.
Cracking
We're
up.
always laughing backstage.
We are.
We love that.
Okay,
Happy
so
day.
today we are starting Girl Chat on a proper note. That's right, we're serving you some piping hot royal tea because it's time once again for the Reels Royal Report. What is it? Like this? Loni would know.
Wait, you guys, we look really royal for the part right now.
We do?
Oh my gosh, I'm the Meghan Markle, the fake
Oh,
one.
Farco.
I'm some bootleg schoolgirl over here.
It's okay. Actually,
to us.
Meghan Markle inspired my look today. So
Same,
you guys,
friend,
so
same.
attendees at the British Fashion Awards last night got a huge surprise when Meghan Markle showed up to present an award and her royal baby bump.
Oh, she's so cute.
Gorgeous,
Stunning.
right?
So
the expecting Duchess,
So gorgeous.
yes.
Like, can't
She's
even.
lovely.
Can't even.
Lovely. The expecting Duchess of Sussex was there to present an award to her wedding dress designer, Claire Waite-Keller of Givenchy, and showed up wearing minimal makeup, a sleek low bun, and a black one-shoulder dress believed to have been designed by Claire herself. So Loni, as the Reel's royal correspondent,
Tea ready.
please tell us how people are reacting to Meghan's appearance and what do they say?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, before we get this started, I have some personal things I want to say.
Okay.
To my queen mother, Mama Love. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mama Love. We love you very much.
Mama Love's birthday. Thank you for making money.
76 years young.
We love
Look
you.
at you.
Sorry for everything Loni's put you through.
Anyway, so with that said,
Down the royal line.
yes. Now, let me tell you, last night was a great night because it debuted actually where we could actually see her royal
I
bump.
know.
You know.
For real, for real.
Now,
Full
there were a
front.
couple of issues, though.
What?
Well, they said that she went out of protocol because she wore dark nail polish, and that's
Who's
not
they?
protocol.
Because they just want to be haters. Who
Well,
are they? Name 'em.
actually, the queen.
Oh.
The queen.
Okay. The queen prefers ballet slipper type nail polish like this that I'm wearing.
Yeah.
And that's what she wore, Meghan wore on her engagement. So they said that was a little bit, but I think, Jeannie, that she wore it because of the way the dress, so it went with the dress.
Yes,
So,
and it's a very modern take on the
and
dress.
also, there have been other royal people like Princess Eugenie.
Yeah.
She's wore dark nail polish. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's okay to, match your stuff. So I don't think that that's a big thing, but they
Yeah.
try to make a big
Maybe
deal out
they're
of it.
moving with the times. I have a question, Loni.
Yes.
Where can we get like a list of like what the royal rules are? Does that exist?
I will, you know what? I will compilate a list because it's all over.
Yes, we need a compilation.
I
for
am
sure.
the actual
Make that
list,
compilation.
okay?
I want
know
that.
everything.
Yes. I would love a compilation.
Can
to
you
see, like-
imagine? Can you imagine if our royal correspondent put together a mixtape of the rules?
Okay.
Yes.
Another couple of things that she went out of protocol was she did a boomerang with the designer, and it was a boomerang.
did.
There it is. And
Gorgeous.
okay, but what I say is she's a modern day Duchess. I mean, this is the first social media Duchess that we've had, so of course she's going to do things
Oh, yeah, because
for
they're
social
not allowed
media.
to have any social media
Exactly.
Is it
whatsoever.
true
Only
that
that
this
one.
was up, somebody snagged it, but it got taken down?
It got taken down, but I snagged it.
No,
Exclusive here on The Real. That is awesome.
And that's also hard because when you're in a boomerang, sometimes people just flip the camera up
put it
and
on
throw
you.
you in it.
Exactly.
And you can't be like, no, I can't do that. So she was cradling her bum. She wasn't the one who did the boomerang.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. She was just a part of it, so I don't think she did it on purpose. Now, another thing, I will have to say, if you look at that photo, there's some bangles that she's wearing.
Yeah.
Those bangles actually is a nod to her father-in-law, Prince Charles, those bangles. Those are from a charity that he's a part of, and so that kind of gave a nod to him. And they're really close because word on the street says that Prince Charles in his study has a black and white photo of him walking her down the aisle from the wedding. So they really do like each other. So for all you haters that don't mix it up. And lastly, all of this stuff about protocol and things like that, Yeah, that's fine, but you have to realize, if the queen really doesn't like what she's doing,
Yeah.
she wears a size 6 Gucci loafer shoe, she will put her royal foot down. So
Yes,
I don't
she
think
would.
that the queen has any problem with what Meghan is doing. I think those are just haters, and people are just unhappy
I
because
agree.
she's being happy.
I
we
clarify
she
that.
absolutely gets her approval before going to
Exactly.
things like that.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
we don't, the complaints aren't coming from the queen
No.
herself. It's
No.
coming from people who are looking at the protocols every single day
Right.
and using that to hate on her.
And really, to their point, it is tradition, and some people just don't like to break tradition, so I can understand that.
Yeah.
But you also have to, grow out of
to move
tradition
forward.
sometimes and evolve and
Evolve.
modernize
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the last thing is that word on the street is that Meghan Markle wants to repair her relationship with her father, because there was
That
a
is
problem.
great. Yeah,
that's good.
But she says that he has to stop talking to the press. If he stops talking to the press,
Let's start somewhere.
they'll have a
Seems
relationship.
like a very level-headed way to handle
Request,
things.
yeah.
It's a very simple request. Hey, you don't talk to the press about me. We can absolutely have a relationship.
Absolutely.
Seems like that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And that's my royal report for today.
I love it. I love it. I love a good royal report.
Thank you for that, friend. That was
from
good.
living your best life to trying to change it, reality star Angela Simmons and a friend of the show recently made a motivational IG video for her followers. However, not everyone found it so inspiring. Check out what she had to say.
If you don't like the path you're on, you can change it. If you don't like the story you're in, you can change it. If you feel like it's just not the right thing for you, you can always change it. And I feel like sometimes people get stuck on what they think they're stuck in, but you're not stuck.
I'm so here for Real Love playing in the background. So, while many of us thought that this was super inspiring, I saw you guys applauding right after she finished this. Many people on social media were quick to call out Angela's privilege, like Twitter user Grown Years Old, who said, quote, "That kind of advice carries a different weight depending on who it comes from. She's set up to where she can change whatever she needs to far more easily than most of the people she's directing this message to." So, ladies, do you think Angela's advice is realistic? Okay, I'm going with what the audience is saying to me right now, and you guys are saying yes, which I gotta say, I completely agree with. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I think the person saying this has the problem that Angela is talking about. And Angela is not talking about, oh, you can change your status, or you can change your tax bracket, or you can change your financial situation. She's talking about the root of the problem, which is your mindset. So, my issue here is, guess what, sweetie? There's mad people in this world that have millions of dollars and they are miserable. Guess what? The realistic side of this, sadly, is, yes, Angela may have been raised in a privileged family, and
They call her a trust fund, baby.
okay, whatever that case is, but guess what? That didn't stop her from suffering from heartache. That didn't stop her child from sadly losing his father. Like, those things still don't stop the regular things that happen to you every single day in life. And yes, she's privileged according to you, but she's still human. And a human is a human is a human. And I think what she was trying to do here was inspire you that if you change your mind, then after that, the rest will follow. What are your thoughts?
The crazy thing about this is there are people out there who legit think that they're the privileged police. When they think they're the privileged popo. They just come in and like, oh, well, you have this and you have that. Instead of listening to the message in there to get the blessing that they need to hear. There's a specific trait of somebody that will absolutely stay in their circumstance, and it's that person who thinks they're the privileged police. Too busy listening to what that person has and to compare setbacks to actually make change for themselves. And I believe there's this beautiful pattern that naturally happens in life. When things happen to you, whether you had a whack boyfriend, you hate your job, you continuously are facing abuse or having a bully, things like that, it's going to continue happening to you until you make change.
Yes.
It's like standing in an ocean. If you stand in an ocean and the wave keeps knocking you over, hi, sis, move out the way. Build a barricade. Come at a different time where the ocean's not hitting you. Until you learn that lesson, life is going to repeat that pattern and you're going to keep getting smashed.
And you have the option to either take your circumstance and be a victim of it or be a victor and use it to help the next person.
I see what you guys are saying 100%.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are situations and circumstances in your life that you can't change.
Right. Yeah.
So you focus on the things that you can, which is your attitude, making better decisions, your perception. However, there are times that sometimes that doesn't work all the time. And I feel like it's true.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a person who is always positive and who always talks about love. I just think that when you make a very broad statement, and that's the thing, it could be very subjective. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to learn the difference between having sympathy for someone and having empathy for someone. When you have sympathy with someone, it's because you've actually gone through that thing. So you're like, damn, I've gone through that pain and I sympathize, you know, with you. Just like, you know, my niece, what happened recently. Like, I sympathize people who have had people in their life murdered, okay? So sometimes you can't just get up and just change things.
Yeah.
And then you have people that empathize. They may not have gone through what you've gone through, but they have compassion for you, and they feel it. So I think you have to be aware of your audience and who you're talking to. So maybe there are people who may not, like, relate to her having the privileged life. They're like, yo, I'm trying, but my lights still get cut off. You know what I mean? And sometimes hearing that, they can't relate. So I think that if she maybe just responded a little bit and said, hey, y'all, I get it. I'm with you. I feel you. And I empathize with you.
Yeah.
Maybe she would have gotten a different response. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It makes sense. Yes. Okay.
My thing is, imagine waking up and thinking you're giving an encouraging message to somebody.
Hey, I've been there.
And then being attacked.
I've been there, and I've been attacked. You know,
Yeah.
Tamara, you're so perfect. Oh, Tamara, you're so this. You think you have all the answers. Love, 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 love.
But life happens.
But life happens, and sometimes it's just not always that
But
easy.
this is the thing. We realize who our audience is. And sometimes when we present messages, we see it all the time with the hotline blingers. You know, we get that. And I understand, you know, I agree. I understand that she was trying to do it and she was trying to be motivating. But then people look at her Instagram and they see her in a bikini in Miami, and they don't see her, you know, any type of suffering. And the person that you're trying to...
the father of her kid.
I know, but then there was criticism about that, babe, about, okay, you just lost, but why are you doing all of this? So what I'm saying is we're living in times when people are judging you by what you put on social media.
Yeah, but we're living in times where people are suffering, though. Don't you agree? Like, people suffer differently. Like, we don't know how she's suffering. I would hate to judge somebody and say, like, if somebody would say, Tam comes to work every day, like people suffer differently. I just feel bad for that.
But I think what I'm saying is, if I can finish the statement.
Go for it,
Is that she's putting up just a blank statement, not understanding that people that are outside of her, they're seeing her living a different type of life. So that's why they make the statements, because they're hurting. You see what I'm saying?
Hurt people,
and maybe
hurt people.
she's not, and what she just said, she's not, Angela in their eyes is not, you know, how can you tell me this when my lights are off? You talking about don't get stuck. I'm trying not to get stuck. It's people out here that, you know, have their own businesses. They're struggling to, you know, make money. They're struggling to make ends meet. And you saying don't get stuck? Maybe the message should have been a little easier instead of don't get stuck, like keep trying. You know what I mean? It's like if you try, you keep. It's all in the. I always say it's all in the verbs. It's all in the little nuances and things like that. But if it's just like, you know, it was just so like, don't get stuck. You know, it's like it just some people it just didn't vibe with them.
What I hear what you ladies are saying is that different messages reverberate with different people. It depends on how you hear it. When you hear it right away, like, you got this, it ain't nothing, get up or you're not doing anything, that can run off to people like, you don't see me trying.
Right.
So just that little layer of empathy of like, whatever you're going through, it must be hard. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's got to be hard. I understand that, yes. And for me, who loves to take things head on. Hell, people look at my gram and they think that's my real life. No, dude, that's just a great lit moment, or me in a bikini. That doesn't mean that divorce has been hard. It doesn't mean that you're not, struggling and that your kids bring you joy. So just to understand that there's a heart in the message that Angela was saying, that you can get through this, that you can make change if you don't give up and you try. And don't remove that message and short yourself from the blessing that is out there for you.
Yes. Comparison is the thief of joy.
And don't get jealous because she's having a good life. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. It's like a little bit of jealousy and stuff like that. Be happy for her. You keep struggling or keep trying, or
the message
whatever
is
it
for
is.
you, it's for you. If it's not,
if the message is for you, it's
receive
for
it.
you. If it's not, it's
Move
not.
on.
Just let it go.